This channel is dedicated to in-depth explorations of widely acclaimed masterpieces in the humanities, and it continues to exist thanks to the unwavering interest and support of our subscribers and viewers. Subscribing, liking, enabling notifications, and providing support greatly help the creator continue producing content. Hello everyone. Today, we will take a deep and thoughtful look at Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. Hermann Hesse's Siddhartha is a philosophical novel that explores the essence of life and enlightenment, grounded in Indian philosophy and Buddhist thought. First, let us briefly introduce the author. Hermann Hesse (1877–1962) was a German-born novelist and poet, and one of the most representative literary figures of the 20th century. He is well known for works that explore inner conflict and spiritual growth, and for constructing a unique literary world that combines Eastern philosophy with Western individualism. His major works include Siddhartha, Damien, and The Glass Bead Game, all of which contain profound reflections on self-realization and spiritual development. In 1946, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature, drawing on his experiences of inner conflict and psychological crisis during his youth. Hesse developed a distinctive literary vision that integrated Eastern philosophy with Western psychology, particularly Jungian thought. His works continue to be widely read and loved around the world. Siddhartha, in particular, is regarded as one of Hesse's most representative works, addressing the meaning of human existence. Written in the context of early 20th century social turmoil, it seeks alternatives for personal salvation and spiritual growth. Through the journey of its protagonist, the novel illuminates the process of harmonizing the outer and inner worlds, and the inevitability of self-discovery. This work is the product of Hesse's own inner crisis and spiritual inquiry, expressing the process by which humans discover their true selves and achieve harmony in life. Inspired by Eastern philosophy and his experiences related to India, let us now examine Siddhartha in detail. 1. Background of the work and Hesse's philosophy. Hesse's life in Eastern philosophy. Hermann Hesse was a writer who achieved distinctive intellectual and literary accomplishments in early 20th century Western literature. His works often address personal and spiritual themes, closely tied to his own life experiences. Siddhartha was written during a period when Hesse was deeply immersed in Eastern philosophy. In 1911, he traveled to India and encountered the teachings of Buddhism and Hinduism, which became the philosophical foundation of this novel. At the time, Western society showed growing interest in Eastern thought, and Hesse's work emerged within this intellectual climate. Historical context. Hesse's 1911 journey exposed him to Buddhism, Hinduism, and yoga. At the time, he was experiencing personal crisis and psychological turmoil, which motivated his search for inner salvation through Eastern philosophy. In particular, the Buddhist doctrine of dependent origination and the Hindu concept of self-inquiry deeply influenced his thinking and formed the philosophical basis of Siddhartha. Dependent origination teaches that all phenomena do not exist independently, but arise through interdependence and conditions because this exists, that exists. This concept explains the nature of existence, the origins of suffering attachment, and the path to enlightenment, and is central to Buddhist philosophy, closely connected to the concept of emptiness. Published in 1922, Siddhartha appeared in the aftermath of World War I, when Europe was suffering from spiritual crisis and confusion of values, as traditional religion and Western rationalism declined. Many people turned to alternative philosophies such as Eastern thought. Siddhartha responded to this demand by offering a new philosophical perspective on the meaning of life and human existence. 2. Plot summary and analysis. Siddhartha follows the protagonist's journey toward true enlightenment. First journey. Life as a Brahmin's son. Siddhartha is born into a Brahmin family in ancient India, and grows up learning scriptures and rituals from his father. Although admired for his wisdom and meditation, he gradually feels that these teachings fail to provide true enlightenment. Expressing his inner dissatisfaction, he declares his intention to become a samana, A samana refers to an ascetic who renounces worldly life to pursue spiritual discipline and truth. Despite initial opposition, Siddhartha's father ultimately consents, and Siddhartha leaves with his friend Govinda to seek a new path. Second journey, life of asceticism. Together with the samanas, Siddhartha practices extreme asceticism, renouncing food, comfort, and possessions. While he learns endurance and self-denial, he still fails to attain inner peace. Realizing the limitations of ascetic life, he and Govinda set out to meet Gautama Buddha. Third journey, encounter with the Buddha. Siddhartha is deeply impressed by the Buddhist serenity and teachings, acknowledging their logical perfection. However, he believes that enlightenment cannot be conveyed through doctrine, but must arise from personal experience. As a result, he parts ways with Govinda, who becomes a disciple of the Buddha, while Siddhartha continues alone. Fourth journey, worldly life and love. Choosing to experience secular life, Siddhartha meets Kamala, a wealthy courtesan, and learns about love. He works with the merchant Kamaswami and achieves material success. Over time, however, wealth and pleasure leave him empty. Realizing he has lost his original path, he abandons worldly life and journeys to the river. Fifth journey, enlightenment by the river. At the river, Siddhartha meets Vasudeva, a ferryman, and becomes his disciple. Through listening to the river, he learns the truth of life. The river symbolizes both constant change and timeless continuity. Observing it, Siddhartha realizes the interconnectedness of all life, and transcends the duality of time, attaining holistic enlightenment. Conclusion. Reunion with Govinda. Years later, Govinda meets Siddhartha, who has already attained enlightenment. Siddhartha shares his insights, emphasizing that enlightenment arises not from teachings, but from lived experience and being itself. Govinda experiences deep spiritual peace through this encounter. 3. Themes and philosophical messages. Siddhartha emphasizes that enlightenment arises from personal experience and inner reflection, rather than external teachings. By experiencing asceticism, worldly pleasure, and suffering, Siddhartha realizes that truth lies within. The novel presents harmony between the spiritual and the secular, suggesting that love, success, pain, and failure are all essential to enlightenment. The river symbolizes eternity and change, reflecting Buddhist dependent origination and the Hindu concept of rebirth. 4. Literary techniques and structure. Symbolism plays a key role, with the river as the most significant symbol of eternal continuity. Natural elements such as trees and birds also convey philosophical meaning. The novel follows a three-part structure: traditional religion, secular life, and transcendental enlightenment, combining Western narrative structure with Eastern cyclical worldview. Conclusion. Siddhartha is a profound exploration of personal reflection and spiritual growth within the framework of Eastern philosophy. It asserts that enlightenment is not bestowed from outside, but achieved through experience and inner exploration, through suffering, love, success, and contemplation of nature. Siddhartha attains wholeness, demonstrating that worldly and spiritual pursuits are not opposed but complementary. This synthesis of Eastern wisdom and Western individualism delivers a meaningful message to modern readers. As a reflection of Hesse's own spiritual struggles, Siddhartha remains a literary and philosophical legacy that continues to offer deep insight into the nature of life and self-discovery. Subscribing, liking, enabling notifications, and offering support greatly help sustain this channel. Thank you for watching.